Hi, I'm Andy Mack. I'm down at Andertons today, and we're going to be showing you some tips and tricks on the brand new Akai Force. I'm going to be showing you how to do some electronic music production, live DJing, using some stems, using the inbuilt instruments and a lot of drum kits all at the same time, running a live performance. So enjoy. So let's talk through exactly what I just did in that performance. Now, as you can see, Force is very versatile. It's so easy to use in a live environment. So if I'm a DJ, producer, or live performer to that aspect, Force gives me all the tools that I need to do some really compelling performances in a very, very simplistic style as well, because you've got looping, we've got synths, we've got arpeggiation, we've got real-time control, we've got everything in one device, which you just can't do with anything else. Force really does push the boundaries of how you can do this kind of stuff. So I started off with some stems from CR2 Records. Now, they have a lot of content inbuilt inside Force already, which is fantastic. So you can load up hundreds and hundreds of different types of loops and different types of drum kits, ranging from all different styles of electronic music. So I've got 4 tracks of audio. I've also got a couple of drum kits running as well, which I've done additional beats over the top. And then I've got a synth running the arpeggiator, which is using Hype, and I'm using Mellow Pluck. So, but what I am using in 3.01, we have this dual mode that allows me to look at the clips or the notes, but if I put them together, I can see both on my same grid. But not only can I see that, I can also use the screen to monitor my mix levels, to look at my effects, or to look at the UI of Hype. So it's very versatile because it gives me the ability to do so many different things live. So I've got notes, clips, synth, crossfader, and my mutes. That's 5 things running, and I can just literally go between those whilst the unit's running live. So I start off and I bring in my arpeggiator, okay? Now let me bring my fader to the middle. Now to do the crossfade, very simple. Hold down A, sign everything to A in orange. If I want it to be B, goes red. Really straightforward. So if I hold down Shift and Notes, I can see that I'm using a chromatic scale here. So I'm in E flat, and I'm up 3 octaves, and it's a natural minor. So it's very simple to change this. We can jump down the octaves. If I hit Shift, I can jump down. So you can make it as complex as you want for the track. So I'm just going to jump back up. So once you've got a really nice arpeggiation riff, I've now got the clips in front of me. So I could actually launch them from here by touching the screen or from here. So I'll bring in my drums, straightforward. If I go to my drums, I can look at the clips and I can see how I've looped this, or I can go to my mixer environment, see my levels, and then we can look at our effects as well. So if we wanted to add an effect to the drums, we could go in and we could add a filter. I could bring up my filter and we can. It's very, very easy to pull things in with Force. So now that's running, I've got my vocal stems, I've got my melodics, and I've got my bass. Bring in the bass. And I've also assigned the cutoff and resonance from hype onto my project controls on my 8 knobs. And this is really easy to do. Go to menu, go to project, and I assign what parameters I want to use live. So I've got EQ kills, low, mid, high, bring them back in. And I've got a cutoff resonance on my full master mixer, which is here. I've got EQ kills and filter, so I can control the whole thing. So now we've got that running, back to the clips, bring in the melodics. And on the loop, I chop the melodics up into 4 different copies, so I can bring in different parts of it. So I can just hit copy and copy that there. And now I can do something completely different with it. I can navigate to other parts of my clips just by moving my navigation, move to the left and right. Now I'll go into my vocal. We can isolate them and play my melodics. Do the drums. Chorus. Filter. And bring everything back in. 3. Let's stop all clips. So you can see that, you know, not only am I talking you through this process, I'm doing everything with just my hands here. I've got access to everything. I'm not going through multiple menus. It's flowing very seamlessly because I've got my notes, I've got my clips, I've got my effects controls, I've got my mixer environment, or I've got my synth. I can see everything that I need live, and I can also use my crossfader as well. So as we're playing parts of the song, and bring in my synth as well. Bring in my next set of clips. So on my additional drums as well, if I go to select, and what I've done, I've also used this mode where I have to manually select the tracks, because when I'm using the synth, if I select a clip, I can put it into a mode where if I hit shift and launch, it goes tap in a clip, selects it. Now I don't want that when I'm doing stuff live, because as soon as I start launching, I lose my synth. So I turn that feature off. So every time I select clips, it's not selecting the track. So if there's something you want to do, you've actually got to hit select and go into the clip. So now I'm in notes mode, which kind of emulates your 16 drums. So you can program, do all that kind of cool stuff. But I can also move notes around. I can populate different quadrants with more sounds. So I can actually have 64 drums in front of me. Again, awesome for live if you're doing that kind of stuff. You can jump between drums, step sequencer. And that's another area that we can talk about when we're running live. So if I use my drums, we'll go back to our live clip mode, okay? We'll start our drums. Now I go into step sequencer. So we can now draw the notes in. Do velocities, different velocities. Now if I want to jump from bars 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, I just hold down step sequence, and now I'm at my other notes. Now we do a little fill, Come out of that, turn them off. Go to my other notes, shift, turn them off. So step sequencer, really easy. But also, if you like working with drums, notes mode is the kind of more finger drumming, live drum recording that we're used to. But also we've got this really cool mode, which is coming in 3.02. So it's only literally weeks away from launching. I can take this pad here, go shift, edit, hit the pad, and now it puts into a key group, and I have access to all of my scales and key groups. So I can and that is such a cool feature, because whenever we're all using little one-shot stabs and notes and stuff, you can instantly just turn it into a key group and then take advantage of notes mode. So I can go chromatic, scales, go into chords, or whatever you want to do. So that's like a one-touch feature there. So useful. So I'm just going to come back out of that. So basically, when we go through the track, you can see how I've got it laid out. It's very straightforward. We can go into our stems as well. So I can go select, and I'm just going to look at the stem, and you'll be able to see the file here, which is warped at 122 beats per minute. And what's great about that is that we can mess with the tempo. So we can launch everything. I'm just going to turn my drums off for a second. Keep those ones running. So we can just hold tempo down, put it up to 125. We can bring it up higher, maybe 127. Bring some drums. We can step sequencer. So I'm going to be in my step sequencer now. We can go select. I can bring in my steps. Go back to launch. Turn that one off. Use the original drums. 2, 3, 4. Take the tempo back down. 1, 2, 2. Crossfade. We can even detune all these vocals as well. So we could go to the vocal channel here. As soon as you warp a part, that gives you the ability to start repitching everything. So if we go to the vocal. So I can take that down there. And then let's add some effects onto this as well. We can add air reverb. So there we go. Now we can go to our drums. Now I can copy parts as well really quickly, but when I copy them, I can re-edit that piece of audio and it won't affect all the other clips as well. So I can just go copy, move. So now I've got one here. Select this, see? It's the same one. So what I'll do with this one, I'm gonna select this. This will be back in the original key. And we can go in and we can just change the loop time on this as well. Start time maybe. Right, so it comes in. There you go. So you could do something with a build-up as well. I could tape it off loop as well, and I'm going to change this trigger mode to off. So you can start doing stuff in real time. Or back on the quantize. Mute. Quantize. So It's so versatile with what I'm doing. But again, the layout is very, very straightforward. I'm just using audio stems for driving the track. I can remix it live. I can edit and move loop points very, very seamlessly. And I can do that live as well. I can set up all my controls and utilize what I want to use. And I've got 2 banks, so that gives me 16 to play with. And I'm just using bank A, using crossfader. But the great thing about all of this, of everything I'm doing it completely standalone. I've got no computers involved. I can literally go on stage, put this next. I could have a DJ set up here. I could use Ableton Link. It's really so versatile. Or you could just go on stage and just utilize Force. You could link it up with MPC, and again, you could be doing finger drumming on one, launching clips and live performance on this. So again, Force really pushes the boundaries of everywhere the industry is moving. DJs and producers are one of the same thing now. They're all trying to take their own music out and remix it and do things that pushes the boundaries of what you can do with a live set. Now, I've personally taken this out. I've had access to some amazing stems, and the things that you can do live, you can't do with anything else unless you kind of break down these components. But one thing Force does, it just gives you the ability to control these without even thinking. You're not going through multiple menus. So if you need any more information, go to andertons.co.uk or go over to the akaipro.com website, and you'll find all the information you need on the Akai Force. Thank you.